Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Bell Custom. So today we're going to do a garage kit review on Sabertooth. This was produced by Last Level and sculpted by Alexandro Pereira. I think that's kind of what I'm remembering from the email. I can't really remember too well. But just got the kit out. I'm kind of just going over everything and kind of cleaning it up. It's a massive kit though. You can see the base over here. You can see he comes with this jacket and then the body. Now, one thing that I want to talk about before I actually start going over is whenever I get these kits and from people, I like to actually wash them down. If I feel that the item needs a little bit of scratching surface, I'll use like maybe a 3M pad on some areas, just in case, like some 3M soft sandpaper. I'll use like a really worn down one with some alcohol and kind of like scrape up an area, so this way when I prime it, the primer will stick. But these have a little bit of a texture on them, and I'm kind of cleaning them up. Now, the reason why I use, 91% alcohol is because it dries fairly fast, and then you can tell how dirty these items are. Now, these are either dirty because maybe the client handled them, maybe the factory handled them, or maybe a client bought the kit and they decided, you know what, I'm not really going to keep the kit on and sell it to somebody else. And when that person gets it, they handle it, or maybe friends handle it, or you never know who's handling the item. So you really want to get this stuff off. So what I do is I, just get on a pair of gloves because the alcohol will dry out your hands, and just grab a paper towel, and I just wipe down these two arms. That was it, just these two arms. And you can see how much dirt came off of that. So that could be either residue from the primer, that could be maybe people just handling the item, that could be from that black foam that item was shipped in, it could be coming from overseas on the boat, maybe moisture gets in there, so you never really know what's going on with your item. So I just kind of wanted to show this real quick, and then we'll kind of go over the item, and then I could go ahead and keep washing it up, getting it ready for primer and stuff. Also, what I like to do is kind of just get used to the item too by doing this. So, you just put some alcohol, on your hand. You just kind of like wipe it down, get in there and kind of get this all cleaned up. Because like I said, you never know who's handling these items. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know, if there's any kind of moisture. You don't know if somebody actually just picked up the item and they had it on display in their room unpainted and it collected dust. You never really know. So it's always good to kind of give these things a wipe down before you hit it. Now, I think some of these are primed, but I like to actually prime it again with my Duplicolor primer because I like to really make sure I get in there. So I'll write these down a little bit better, but you can see all the dirt that just came off of that item. So that was just one item that it came off of. So these things are pretty dirty. So you really want to make sure you do that and wipe them down. I've seen some people paint kits where they just get the kit out and they just paint it right over because it's got like a primer on it. But I've seen other people who do like what I do is they wash it down and they prime it and they get everything going. But it comes with 4 heads. Yeah, so we got 4 heads here. It's got only 2 arms, 2 hands, a belt buckle and a leg, and then the torso, the jacket, and the huge base. Let's see. So we're going to do a little bit of custom work on one head on this kit. I got a couple notes in the email what we're going to do. The other thing too is one thing that we talked about is this leg here. Now the way they set this up is when you put it in the base, this piece is supposed to go onto here like so, and then it's supposed to go into the base and stay. But the problem is because of the weight and the way this works, this leg doesn't kind of like line up, or it's kind of loose because there's not even a magnet in here. So he asked me to take this leg and attach this and then get it set up on the base pretty well, which I'll do. I'm still waiting for him to get back to me though, because I'm not sure if he wants to keep the jacket, attach it completely to the item, or keep it loose. I was thinking he probably might want it loose because if you ever have to pack this up and ship it, or you move or sell it to somebody, it'll be very hard to get that jacket on this body and then ship it, and stuff. So that's kind of from there. Now, one thing here is you have this little belt buckle piece. It's a little skull piece here, like so. And this is magnetized over here into his belt, like that. One thing that I got a little bit concerned about, I wasn't sure if he had to put the leg on first and then put that on, but this actually clicks on there with the leg there, so that's good news with that. So it doesn't really hit it to the point where it messes it up. It does, it's a little bit loose, but that's just the way it is in there, just the key. So at least that's magnetized. Got to be careful with the teeth on that. Really good sculpt on the body, some nice good texture all around. Really like the design of it. It's kind of cool that they actually did sculpt a lot of this stuff here, because even though when you get the jacket on, you're really not going to see much of this back here. You know, sometimes people would get a little bit lazy or figure, oh, you're never going to see it, but that's kind of a nice touch. Really nice boot detail too as well. So we got 3 heads here, or 4 heads. So we got this head here. Like, I don't know Sabertooth too well, so I'm not really sure which head is which. But this one is pretty cool. This has a little bit of a hair wisp here. I don't know if that's magnetized. No, that's not magnetized. So that'll have to be attached when we're done, probably. That one's pretty cool. This one right here, pretty much kind of similar. We're just basically the mouth is closed on this one. Hair sculpted pretty nice too. I do like that they come in pieces. So this is sculpted pretty well. Even the faces come out, and that's magnetized. That's good. So that'll be easier to paint up these faces. That's good to know. Like I said, I really haven't gone crazy and like went through all this. I'll ask the client if he wants to keep everything magnetized or if he wants me to glue all this stuff together at the end. See, because this isn't magnetized. This is just a little metal rod. So that's a little bit of worrisome, you know. Then again, I gotta make sure that these hit the... Oh, it is a magnet. Oh, there's a little tiny magnet there. Never mind. Okay. See, I'm just going through this as I go. There's a little magnet in there. So that's good to know. Alright. That's good. And then you got these 2 here, which, let's see. I think this one goes to this one. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of a... Yeah, so that goes there like that. Hopefully I'm in the camera. The camera... Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. That one's pretty cool. Did I get these in the camera? I'm sorry. Just kind of... It's been a while since I did a kit review, and I'm kind of just going through everything, kind of charge up the camera, cleaning. So this one right here, I think this is the one we're going to customize. I don't really remember. There we go. So it goes up top. So that one's pretty cool. So we got 4 heads. Now there's no head display stands for any of these, so it's just a matter of painting them up and put them in a box. I'm not really sure how the clients get. Most of the people I know that I work for just kind of, they pick that one head and they just leave it. A lot of the other guys just kind of put the other heads in the boxes. But now this is the only thing about the kit that I'm concerned about is this necklace piece here. So this thing I guess goes around his neck sort of like this. And that's a little bit worrisome. You know, something like this is a little bit fragile, bound to break, so I gotta be very careful with that. Jacket wise, this thing is massive. So this is going to be one of those items where it's going to be a lot of dry brushing, it's going to be a lot of handling it. It's going to be very, you know, it's very, it's kind of hard to say, but gonna put a lot of thick paint on this because it's a little bit worrisome that, like, you know, maybe paint might rub off if you're not careful with handling this. So I guess the way it would be you put him on the base first, you get that on there, and then you lock the arms into place on it. So that's kind of how we're gonna have to do that. Base is a little bit, I don't know, we got a lot of detail on him, and the base is kind of, I don't know, bland to me. It's kind of like rocks with this is kind of like really smooth compared to all that texture on the body. So it's got like these little I don't know, like a fenced out gate at the bottom. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of this base type, honestly. I'm really not. So you got this little thing here, and then you got this little fence thing that's kind of held on with these wires. He gave me some extra wires to hold on to this, so I'm not really sure. I don't know, that's a little bit strange. I'm not sure if that was meant to be like that, if it was supposed to be somewhere else, or if this is an add-on. I don't know. It's kind of a weird base. You got this little fence thing back here that's kind of like, and then you got this, what is it, like a rocky sand or snow base? I'm not really sure. I don't know. I would have to look at some pictures and see about that. It's kind of, I don't know, just a lack of detail on that or design. Not really worried about the base right now. I always like to focus on that later down the line and just get the character pretty much set up. So, all in all, that's pretty much it. I mean, the sculpt is great. It's a really great idea. I don't know this version of Sabertooth too. I'm not really sure of this version because he's got like hand wraps, pants, huge jacket. It must have been like after I started reading X-Men, or maybe it's from something else, or it might be an Ultimate Sabertooth. I'm not really sure. You guys can let me know in the comments. So basically what I'm going to do right now is just kind of go ahead and continue washing this down, wait for him to get back to me, start getting everything ready for priming, because what I like to do is I like to hit this with red primer. Hold on, I'll grab the can in a second. So what I like to do is, whenever I do a kit, I like to use Duplicolour Red Oxide Primer. The reason why is because if I'm not doing any custom work, I don't need the gray primer to see the red aves I'm sculpting on the gray primer. With regular kits, and I know I'm going to paint up, this red oxide always bonds so well. Like, this is like original old school car primer formula, and I always find that this red oxide goes on nice and smooth, and it also really bonds pretty well. Only thing is I got rain these next 4 days, so I'm not going to prime this up till next week, so this way I can actually get this all cleaned up, get everything ready, and then probably this weekend or Monday I can actually get in here and prime it, and I'll have an idea of how I'm going to do stuff. But for right now, I just really want to go ahead and clean this up. Get everything cleaned up. It's going to take a while to get all this really nice and clean, get everything ready. Probably what I'll do is, if he wants me to get this leg attached like we talked about and everything, and if we're not doing the attaching of the cape, I could go ahead and just like get the leg attached, and then I could prime it up afterwards. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward kit. I'm not going to go too crazy in showing every single little detail. Hopefully I'll have some pictures in the beginning of the video. But that's pretty much it. That is the Sabertooth from last level. Big statue, a lot of heads, but I think once I get this primed up and ready to go, it should be fairly smooth sailing. So let me know what you guys think. Give me some feedback on what Sabertooth this is. Like I said, I don't know which version this is, but this should be a fun paint up. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this one. And then hopefully I can get this base looking pretty good once we get him all painted up. But that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep cleaning this up, and I'm going to get it all prepped up and start painting up, and hopefully in about a couple weeks we'll have them all done, and we'll show out the final videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.